Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a little update of how I found out that my son had clubfoot. He is gonna go and get surgery done, as you guys read from the title, but I just wanted to catch you guys up on how I found out and where we went on from there. This video is going to be a little bit, I'm not trying to make it be so long because I do want to just get to the point, but there was just a lot that went, during this process that I want to cut off and just, get right straight into the point. And if you guys are interested, then I'll just do little, updates here and there. There's two reasons why I want to do this video. The first reason is when I found out that my son had a clubfoot, I had no idea what it was. I had no idea what the process was like. I had no idea what to expect. So when the first thing I did was, go on Google, search up what's clubfoot, what are the treatments, what do you do? There's just the Google information, when the baby is born with his or her feet inward instead of normal, that's outward. And so that's one of the reasons why I want to do it. If there is mothers out there that don't know how the process is, what there is to do, I do want to have this video up there because there's no videos on YouTube at all what clubfoot is. There's videos, but they're more videos news, oh yeah, this baby was born with clubfoot and this was the little journey. But I always wanted to follow a mom on YouTube that did deal with a child with diagnosed with clubfoot, their routine, their nighttime routine, their daytime routine. I always wanted that extra help because I was new to this. I didn't know what to expect. And so that's one of the reasons why I want to do it. So to help other mothers out there that, that do have their child that was born with clubfoot. And then the other reason is I just want to record his journey. So whenever he does get older, he can see where he came from and how he was born and how that didn't stop him from, growing up and becoming the man he's going to become. And just to have a reminder for him whenever he gets older that, you were born with clubfoot, you needed surgery, and, you're still, you overcame all these obstacles. So whatever gets thrown at you in life, have that in your head that if this didn't stop you, what else can stop you in life? With that being said, let me just get right into this video. When I was 5 months pregnant, I found out that my baby was diagnosed with clubfoot. The reason why I found out is I was having pregnancy scares that whole year because I wanted to get pregnant, but I just wasn't getting pregnant. And then when I was done, I was you know what, let me focus on me. Let me just, start working out, just focus on me. Little did I know that I was already pregnant. And I remember it was raining one night and I slipped in the entrance of my house because there's floor tile. So there was water and I was walking really fast. I was carrying Adriel and I literally slipped on my back. For some reason, I just had the curiosity because I already had pregnancy test at home to take a pregnancy test at night to just be certain that, I wasn't pregnant. And if I was, I need to go check if everything's okay. So before I get started, Julian, he's my baby. He's the baby of the house. He's the third one. He is 1 year old right now, so he's the baby of the house. Because I really don't talk about my kids on my channel, just because I'm more into it's a mommy channel, but I never did an update for my first child. I never did an update for my second child. And I just didn't want to do an update for my third child because, I don't know, it's just, you know, personal stuff. But you guys already know why I'm doing this video. So he is my baby, the third one. And so from there on, what was I saying? So I went to the hospital. As soon as I found out I was pregnant, the pregnancy test came out positive. I went to the hospital and they did an ultrasound to check if the baby was okay, but I wasn't able to see the ultrasound. They said that I was about 2 weeks and 5 days, you know, into my pregnancy. So right away I called my doctors to make an appointment. They told me through the phone that my insurance was inactive, so I had to activate my insurance, but that they were still going to make an appointment for me. When I called my insurance company and everything, I talked to them. They said that they were gonna make it go back, like to activate it. So when I went to the doctors, they said that my insurance was still inactive, so I had to like go through the whole process again. I wasn't going to pay like $600 just to get checked. So I went home, and when I spoke to the insurance guy, he told me that they had rejected my, how do you say it? I forget how to say things in English. Well, we applied for another application because it had gotten expired. So we did it, and then it just got rejected. So he told me by December we'll know if my, keep in mind, sorry, I forgot to put this in. I found out in September that I was pregnant. So I was already 2 weeks and 5 days. So I was just counting along every single week that was coming by. I was just, you know, keeping an update with me, how far along I was. So by December, basically they told me that I was gonna have to wait till January to get my insurance activated. So by January, I think I was already like four months, between like 5 months. So when I finally went, they did a regular checkup, and then after that, they made an appointment for an ultrasound. I did the ultrasound, and you know, when you're there for your ultrasound, you ask questions. You're telling them, hey, is everything okay? The lady replied to me saying, everything's fine. The doctor will go over everything with you. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. You know, like all happy. Like every mother gets out the doctor is like really happy hearing, yes, everything's okay. They told me that a specialist was going to contact me, and it was like another ultrasound specialist. So they're more into like the ultrasounds. And I didn't think anything of it because I was more farther along. So usually when you get your ultrasound, you're like about 20 weeks, or how much is it? I think it's like 20 weeks that you do your first ultrasound, but I was already 5 months pregnant. So the baby was a little bit bigger, just a little bit bigger. So I figured like, oh, like maybe they just want to like check everything is okay with the baby since he is a little bit bigger than, you know, when you normally get your first ultrasound. So finally, the lady calls me. I don't know, for some reason, I just woke up when I heard the phone call. And she was telling me that, you know, we were trying to figure out what day I was available and the hour I was available. So for curiosity, it just hit me, and I just asked her, I'm like, hey, like, why am I getting sent to your office? Like, you know, I didn't even bother to ask my doctor why I was getting sent. They just told me, hey, you know, a specialist is going to call you for an ultrasound to get a better ultrasound for your baby. But I just didn't ask, how come I'm getting sent to you? Her response was, you know, because when I talk to like doctors, I try to keep it professional, like, you know, keeping my vocabulary professional. And I'm just like, I try to keep it professional. Like if I'm just like, hey, how are you? And, you know, they respond and blah, blah, blah. But her response to me when I asked her, like, hey, like, I'm just wondering, like, how come I'm getting sent to your office? And I told her, I'm like, I didn't bother to ask the doctors. I don't know. I wasn't thinking properly to even ask how come. Like, I was just thinking the positive, like, you know, my baby's bigger and that's why they want to see a better ultrasound of him. And her response to me was, they didn't tell you. And, you know, to me, that did not sound professional at all. But at the same time, like, you're calling an office, or you're like speaking to an office to make an appointment, and in their shoes, you're just like, so you don't know why you're making an appointment, but you're calling to make an appointment? Like, what? So, you know, I wasn't bothered by her at all. She was really friendly, but, you know, the way she told me, she's like, they didn't tell you. And I was, you know, me being me, I was like, they didn't tell me what? Like, I gave off an attitude to her for no reason, but it's just because, like, what the fuck you mean? Like, what do you mean, you know? So, like, it hit me, but I wasn't crying yet. When she told me that, I was just like thinking the worst. Like, what do you mean? Like, what's wrong with my baby? Like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, at first I was like, what do you mean? And then she said, well, there's something wrong with the baby. Like, she was like keeping it short. Like, she wasn't telling me exactly what was wrong. And I understand, like, it's their job. They can't really say too much. She was just like, she told me, she's like, there's something wrong with the baby. And guys, when she told me that and I heard that, I was like, what's wrong with my baby? Like, I got up, like, I was sitting down, like, talking really nice and everything. But as soon as I heard, like, they didn't tell you, like, I just got up and I was just like thinking the worst. So when she told me, like, there's something wrong with the baby, like, I responded to her and I told her, like, what's wrong? Like, I was trying to keep calm, but I really wanted to know what was wrong with my baby. So she was like, oh, well, he's being diagnosed with Clubfoot. And I'm like, you know, I had to suck it up and, you know, like, ask questions like, what the heck is Clubfoot? Like, I have never heard of that in my whole life, you know? And I told her, I was like, what's Clubfoot? Like, what is that? Like, I don't even know what that is. And she's like, well, basically, like, our way to, like, explain it is, have you ever played golf? And I'm like, no, I have never played golf. She's like, well, basically, like, you know, the golf stick, the club, the way the stick is inward, that's basically how the baby's foot is. It's inward instead of being normal, like, it's in. And I started telling her, like, well, like, how far in is the foot? Like, how many degrees is it in? Or is it both feet? Is it 1 foot? Which foot is it? Like, she just told me, she's like, I'm sorry, ma'am, like, I can't really, like, tell you exactly. Like, I just have in my notes that he's being diagnosed with Clubfoot, and that's the reason for him coming in, because they want to check if, you know, everything else is okay. And guys, when she's like, I think it's best if you call your doctor so they can explain it to you, because they are the ones that saw on their ultrasound machine the problem. So when I hung up, I remember it was a Monday. My husband wasn't working because he doesn't work Mondays, and when I got off the phone, like, I just hung up and I just started, like, crying, to me, only to me. Like, I was just crying and, like, what the fuck is Clubfoot? Like, my baby, he's not gonna be able to walk, he's not gonna be able to play outside, he's not gonna be able to, like, do anything, like, you know. And why my baby? Like, you know, after 2 babies being healthy and, you know, coming out from me, never did I think my 3rd baby was going to come, like, diagnosed with anything else. So I remember just screaming at Jose, like, telling Jose, the baby, but I was screaming, like, really loud. I literally woke him up from his sleep. I don't know how he heard me because I was in the living room. Well, because of my screaming. But he just came. He was like, what? What's wrong? What's wrong with the baby? And I was, like, shaking and, like, crying, and I couldn't speak. And I'm like, just the baby, like, something's wrong with the baby. They just called me and they told me that he has Clubfoot, and that he's not going to be able to walk and he might need surgery. Like, she was telling me all this stuff. And like, you know, my husband, I have never seen my husband cry in my entire marriage. So my husband, he's not really emotional. So like, he was just trying to keep me calm, and he was just saying whatever he had to say to keep me calm. And he was like, you don't know, the baby's probably just so big in the womb that he's probably like all squished in the womb. So like, maybe it just looks like he has that, but maybe those doctors don't know what the hell they're talking about. Everything's gonna be okay. And like, to me, it was hard to believe that my baby was being diagnosed with that, because guys, this baby in the womb will move like crazy. Like, I already had 2 kids, so I know what it is to have a baby in my womb. So with this 3rd baby, like, he was like the craziest baby inside my womb. Like, he will move crazy. Like, he was moving by the time I was 2 months. Like, he was the craziest baby in the womb. So I knew, like, when he came out, he was gonna be the most troublemaker baby as soon as he like was born. Like, I knew he was gonna be the troublemaker. And to me, it was so hard to believe that he was being diagnosed with Clubfoot, because it's like, how can a baby so wild in my womb be diagnosed with something so, like, you know, like that, like with his foot? Like, he moves like fucking crazy in my stomach. Like, so to me, it was just so hard to believe. And I was just keeping a positive mind. Like, no, my baby's gonna, like, you know, he's still developing. He's still growing in my womb. He's gonna get better in my womb. He's gonna be born without that. And, you know, we're gonna be happy. I went to my appointment with the ultrasound with the specialist. And we did the ultrasound, and they had the monitor right there in my face. So I saw what they were talking about, but the people in the ultrasound, they can't really tell you things. So, when I called the doctor, I was like mad. So when I called the doctor, I told him, like, how come when I asked the ultrasound tech, like, you know, the tech, how come she didn't tell me that something was wrong when I asked? When I asked her, is everything okay? She told me everything was okay. You know, I was mad. You know, I'm not a ultrasound tech. I'm not a doctor. I don't know how their job is, what their rules are. So I was just mad. You know, that it's my baby. And, you know, they told me, I'm sorry, like, the ultrasound techs are not allowed to give you out, like, they're not allowed to give you information. So we apologize, you know, for that, but that's why the doctor was supposed to call you and let you know. I'm like, well, the doctor didn't tell me. He just told me that a tech, like a specialist, was going to contact me and make an appointment. I was really mad with that doctor, but I think it was just because of the moment, the way things were, like, I don't know, it's just the way everything went. I was just not happy with my baby being diagnosed with Clubfoot. I don't think no mom will be happy with that. So to me, I got over it throughout my pregnancy. I had no problems with my doctor. My doctor is a good doctor. But, you know, just in that moment when you're being told that your baby's being diagnosed with something, like, it just hurts you because you don't want that for your baby. So when I finally went to the technician, the specialist, she wouldn't tell me anything. I told her, I'm like, hey, is that his Clubfoot? She's like, I'm sorry, hon, I can't really tell you much. I'll put all the notes that I need the doctor to know, and then she will tell you. And I was just like, okay, you know. So when I finally went into her office, I sat down with her, and she told me, she's like, the baby's in good condition. It's his right leg only. And then she's like, usually when kids are born or being diagnosed with Clubfoot, usually they're the both feet. And she was telling me that usually when the kids are diagnosed with Clubfoot, usually it's both of the feet that are inward. But luckily, Julian, the baby, he was only diagnosed with his right foot being in, and the left foot was perfect. But that they wanted to keep checking up on him because, usually when babies are diagnosed with anything, it's usually common for those babies to get diagnosed with something else. So like with Down syndrome or anything else, like breathing problems, heart problems. So to me, it was just like, oh my God, like, you know, it already hurt me to know that he was being diagnosed with Clubfoot. So for them to tell me that they're like throughout the like process of me being pregnant, during my pregnancy, something else can come along. And that hit me even more. I was crying in the office. I was telling her, like, you know, why does this even happen? Like, why? Like, I had 2 pregnancies already, and, you know, they were healthy. They were good pregnancies. My babies were born good. I'm like, how come this is happening to my 3rd one? And, like, why? So there's like a specific word that they call it. I forget what it's called, but they really don't know why kids are diagnosed with Clubfoot, like why babies are born with Clubfoot. Usually they say that it runs in the family, but I don't have any family that I know of. I don't have any family that has been diagnosed with Clubfoot, and neither does my husband. So I told them, like, we don't have family like that. She's like, yeah, like, there's a lot of family that say that some people do have family members that have Clubfoot, so that's why their kids are born with it. But then the other half, they don't have anyone. So basically, it's something that gets diagnosed with them not knowing how. But it's not the mother's fault, because I thought it was me, because I'm like, when I fell, like, did I hurt the baby? And they were like, no, because this is already starting since the beginning that they're getting formed. The baby didn't form correctly. His foot didn't form correctly. And I was like, you know, I was heartbroken, but always keeping a positive mind, because she told me that maybe the baby can, you know, his leg can fix during my pregnancy. So maybe he can be born without Clubfoot. So I was always having that hope, like the hope that my baby, I'm not going to believe that my baby has Clubfoot. I'm not going to believe that my baby is going to be born with Clubfoot, because he was moving like crazy. And guys, like, he is the most wildest baby. He's here with us already. He's a year old in 3 months. And guys, he is the craziest. Out of all 3 of them, he is the craziest. So to me, to know that he has that, and it's just so hard to believe it, honestly. So I'm gonna move on to my birth. Usually when I do births with my babies, the first 2 babies, when I give birth, I like go into like a panic mode. I start shaking. So usually, you know, when you see like pregnancy vlogs or whatever, you go to a birth, like to a, how do you say it? Like to someone's birth. They grab their baby and they're like, oh my God. Like, no, that's not me. Me, when I will first have my, like, Yaseli, it was my first pregnancy. I was 18. So to me, it was like, it was a really hard pregnancy, and it was a really hard birth. So when I gave birth to her, I remember, like, you know, they throw you the baby on you, and I'm just like, not like I'm drugged out. Like, I didn't even have drugs, but like I felt like I was drugged out. So I was just like shaking the whole time. And, you know, they removed the baby, and I didn't even pay attention to the baby. So the second pregnancy, same thing. Didn't really pay attention to the baby, because they usually throw it on you and they tell the dad to cut the umbilical cord, and then they take the baby. And, you know, I was just, again, no medicine, no nothing. They all have been natural births. So maybe that's why, like, I have like little panic modes, because it hurts. So with my third one, again, natural birth, no medicine. When they threw the baby on me, right away, I was like, suck up the pain, and focus on your baby. Like I told myself, you're gonna push this baby out, and the first thing you're going to be like letting these doctors know he is diagnosed with clubfoot. I need a clubfoot specialist in here now. Like, well, like being called. So I think maybe because I'm a little bit more older than when I had my other two, I was more like in that mommy mode. So as soon as I gave birth, they threw my baby, and I was just looking at his foot, and yep, he was born with clubfoot. And I let them know, I'm like, he has clubfoot, so I'm gonna need you guys to call a specialist that, you know, that knows about clubfoot, and to have someone come in here and check on him, because everything needs to be done like soon. So that was that, and that's how my birth was. Like I was actually like on it this time, not like worried about my pain so much. So as soon as he was born, like I said, a specialist came to go see him in his room, and they gave me the addresses of all the hospitals that deal with clubfoot. And we went to our closest one, that was Melbourne. And he was 2 weeks old already. They wanted to see him already. So when we went to go, like, you know, see everything with Julian, this doctor, I understand they take courses, they take classes, they, you know, they get the degree, they get a diploma, whatever you want to call it. But I'm just gonna say it because I feel like a doctor should communicate with the parent, because a parent is new to the world, especially like this. Like if it was my first child that was born with clubfoot, I have no idea what clubfoot is, and I expect you as a doctor to let me know what it is and to break it down to me, to help me understand. But obviously you as a doctor, you work with this your whole entire life, so it's just like so simple to you. But then again, keep in mind, it's not your child, it's the parents. So when you talk like you're so, like, you know it all, that's good, but try to help the parents understand and help them, you know, see everything the way you see it. This doctor did not, okay? This doctor had already a plan for my child without even checking him. He literally just looked at his foot, see if it bended, and he said, we're doing casting for a whole month every week. So every week we'll go in and he will remove the cast, and then he'll put another cast. So for a whole month that he was going to do that. Then he was going to do the procedure, which was the surgery. Then he was going to go on another cast. And then from that cast, he was going to do bracing, which is the shoes. And I'm just like trying to keep up with him. I'm like, wait, what? And then he left because they were going to do the casting. And I was talking to my husband like, wait, because they don't say surgery, they say procedure. So I don't understand that. Like I don't understand that. So to me, when they said procedure, I'm just like, wait, what does the procedure mean? And I tell my husband, because he's like a know-it-all too, I'm like, what is a procedure? Does he mean surgery? Because like, what the heck? Like, what if I don't want surgery on my son? Like, how does he know he needs surgery? Like, he hasn't done any x-rays, he hasn't done anything. But then again, they study this, so they know everything. But me as a parent, I don't know anything. So you need to help me understand. And he came back, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm kind of like a shy person when it comes to doctors, because I, like, you know, put my trust in doctors. But this is my child we're talking about, and it's a surgery we're talking about. I don't care if it's like a tiny surgery, but it's a surgery. And if my baby's gonna have to get put to sleep, that shit's gonna hurt me, okay? So you need to help me understand the process, because you can't just have a whole damn plan and then think that I'm gonna be understanding about it, because it's my child. And if anything happens, it's not your child, it's mine. So doctors need to really keep in mind, like, when they talk to parents, they need to like talk to them nice, and not nice, but like they need to talk to them like, you know, make them understand like the process. So when this doctor was telling me, and I told him, like, what do you mean procedure? Like, how do you know that he needs surgery? Like, if we haven't even finished the casting, like, it's gonna be his first cast. What if he heals? Like, what if he gets better during this casting time? And he's like, no, it's just something we have to do because regardless, he's gonna need a surgery. And it's better if he gets it done right now because he's a baby. And I was just like, oh, okay. And we told him that if he had, because every week we needed to go. So we told him that Monday works best for us because my husband doesn't work. And he was like, unfortunately, this Monday I am not working. So I'm going to have to send you with my other friend and like the doctor. But he's in Orlando. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I don't mind. Orlando's 2 hours away from us. So we're, it was a little farther drive, but whatever, my baby needs to be seen. Guys, I am so happy he did not work that week because the one in Orlando, oh my God, he is like the best doctor out there. He talks to you, he communicates with you, helps you understand everything. And maybe, I don't know, maybe because we told him like what was told to us and we did not like it. I don't know, but he's like the best doctor and I recommend him to any mother around Orlando to go to him. So we went to Orlando and we told him like, hey, like this is Julian. We're here to remove his cast and put another cast. But then, we started talking to him because he told us, he's like, so what's the goal here? And I'm like, what? Like, oh my God. When he told us, like, what's the goal? We were like kind of confused because he's actually trying to communicate with us, you know what I mean? So we told him like, well, we want to go see a doctor in Melbourne. And for some reason, he just had everything all planned out. And we just don't like the fact that, he's not waiting for the baby to like finish his casting and then see if he needs the surgery. It's like different. Like if you tell a parent, like, okay, we're going to do casting for a month. And then from there, we're going to see if he needs the surgery or not. But like for a doctor to be like, okay, we're going to do casting, we're going to do surgery, then we're going to do casting again, and then we're going to do bracing. It's like, whoa, wait, like, hold up. We haven't even done the casting. How do you know he's going to need surgery? So we explained that to him and we told him like, we want to see like if he's going to need the surgery. And he told us like, usually doctors, that's the plan because the baby needs the surgery. He's like, but like they always recommend the surgery for the parents. But he said that he likes to work differently because he has hope that the kids can like can heal all themselves. Like the casting can help them and the bracing can help them heal properly without the surgery. And that he has done that to a lot of kids, that a lot of kids have not needed the surgery, that because he does the process differently. And when he told me that, I was just like, oh my God, yes, I am staying with you and only you, because you're not just trying to make surgery money for my child, you're actually trying to heal my child. So we went with the casting for a whole month. Then we went from bracing. Bracing is like little shoe bars that you have to put on the baby, and we have to put on, I think for the first 3 months first 2 months that he was supposed to wear the shoe brace all day, only if he took a shower or we were changing him, but right again, bracing again. And then after those 2 months, it was gonna be nighttime until he's 4 years old. So yeah, you heard that right. Until he's 4 years old, he's going to have to be wearing the brace. But only nap time, like sleeping time. So we always have like checkups every 3 months, and we drive to Orlando, and we've been noticing that the baby's foot, like it was going straight. And I'm gonna insert a picture right now and like show you guys how his foot was when he was born. And I'm also going to show you guys a picture of how his foot is right now. So his foot has healed a lot. Okay, it has healed from like since he was born to right now. It doesn't even look like he has clubfoot, but you can still see how it's in when he tries to stand. If I can find a picture of him standing, I'm gonna insert it right now. But also when he's on his walker, like this little kid runs. Like nothing can stop him. You would think like, how does he run? Oh no, he runs. Like I like to make jokes about it because I try not to always think negative about my child. Like he's a baby and he's gonna overcome it. So usually his foot like is a little bit bent and the other one's like that. And this kid runs with his bent foot. He runs. Nothing stops him. And if I can find that video of him running, because I have recorded him running, because I've been planning to make a video, but at the same time I've been hesitant because I don't know, it just like hurts me to even like be letting the whole world know about it. But at the same time I just want him to have his little video of his journey overcoming this. So if I can find that video, I will insert it right now. Ease. My baby. Nothing can stop you from running away from me. Ay, te voy. 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 So yeah, so every single time I see that video of him running, it just like, it breaks my heart because it's like this little kid, he doesn't even know what he has, but it doesn't stop him at all. So, but either way, like you see, like it's better from like how he was born. Like it's more like a normal foot, but it still needs the help. And we came to the decision, me and my husband, that it's best if he gets the surgery. The surgery is not really like a decision that I wanted to do. It's more that, you know, we need to do it because if we keep leaving it aside, I feel like he's gonna struggle when he's older. Okay, so yeah, so that's the reason why we're doing it, because the longer we leave it aside, when he gets older, he's gonna struggle more. And right now they say like when they're babies, it doesn't really hurt them, but when they get older, it is gonna be they are gonna have pain on their ankle. So I have like notes right here, so that's why like I keep looking down and keep like stopping the video just so I can like remember where to leave off, because I don't want to make this video too long. So I'm gonna show you guys the brace. This is the brace that he needs to wear when he naps. So basically, his right foot is the one that has the club foot, but he needs to wear the other one just because he needs to have this one stretched out and like with the bar. So usually babies are with both feet, but he's with one foot, so it's basically like he has both feet because they need to actually both be tied down. So other than that, that's basically why we are doing the surgery. That's why we're doing the surgery, because we see that he's a little bit older already. He's not too old, but he's a little bit older, and I feel like it's the best decision to do right now, even though it kills me. And I know I'm going to cry that day because he's my baby. And no matter what my husband tells me, that it's not the eye, it's not the heart, it's just his foot, I don't care. It's my baby and he is getting put to sleep. So I always tell him, like, hey, like, usually when girls get surgery done, they put them to sleep, and sometimes they don't wake up, and they're like my age, like our age. So imagine a baby getting put to sleep, and what if he doesn't wake up? Like, that's going to kill me, because it's something that, you know, will hurt me, like, because I don't want that to happen. I'm trying to think as positive as I can, but he's just a baby, and he shouldn't have to be going through this. If I can have the freaking problem on me and me have the surgery, and, you know, I don't mind that. I will switch, you know, that. How do you say it? Like, I sound so dumb. I will, like, you know, prefer me have the surgery instead of my baby, because he's my baby, and I don't know, it's just gonna hurt me. And then the problem right now is, like, COVID-19. They're only letting one parent in, and so it's just gonna be me. And, like, what if I have bad news and my husband's not even there? It's just gonna be me in the hospital alone in the waiting room, because they're going to take my baby, and I'm not gonna see him until, you know, he's out of the surgery. So, like, and after the surgery, they're gonna do a cast on him. So he's gonna go back to casting, and then after the casting, I forget how long they were gonna do the casting. After that casting, he's gonna go back to shoe bracing at night. So I don't know how it's gonna go, but I don't know. It's just hard to even think about it. It's already, today's Saturday. I'm doing the intro today because tomorrow, Sunday, he has his checkup. We need to go to Orlando, and we need to do his checkup just to see and plan everything. I think he's gonna get tested to see if he has COVID, just to make sure. And then they're gonna explain to me everything, all the rules. Well, they already told my husband through the phone, like, no eating after 4, and then he can drink water or juice at 10 in the morning before the surgery. And I don't like to think about it. Like, if you know me and my family, like, they know me, I don't talk about this at all. Like, if we hang out, I don't really bring up the surgery. Like, I've known about the surgery for, like, I think 2 months already, but I don't like to bring it up because I just think about the worst. So yeah. Next clip, I am actually, my husband's not gonna go with me to Orlando. My parents are gonna go with me. So next clip would be, like, maybe I'll just throw in the clip, like, us heading to the hospital and us, you know, just doing the little checkup. Or maybe I will not do that, and I would just put when I go for the, like, for the, if this video is not too long, I'm gonna put in the surgery day of us heading to the hospital, me entering the hospital, and when my baby gets taken away for his surgery. So I'm trying to put it together, and that's why I keep stopping this video a lot, because I'm trying not to cry at all, but it does hurt me because he is my baby, and no one's gonna change my mind out of that. Like, he's my baby. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in my next clip. I don't know yet if it's gonna be just a checkup or it's going to be the actual surgery day. But if you see my parents, it's the checkup, and if you see my husband, it's because it's surgery. Because I told him that he needs to go with me, because we run a business, and that's why he can't go tomorrow with me. But I told him, you need to freaking make the time for surgery day, because I need your ass there. So yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow or surgery day. So I am heading to my parents' house right now. It's raining like crazy, and thank God I woke up at this time, because I know Orlando's gonna be pretty busy and a lot of traffic, because usually it's already with traffic, and you see it's raining. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we do make it on time. I did leave my house 2 hours earlier just to head to my parents' house. So right now, like I said, I'm heading to my parents' house. I'm going to switch cars so we can just take one car, and from there we're gonna head to Orlando. So yeah, the next video that I do is going to be Julian's surgery, so stay tuned. But yeah, let's continue this day and so you guys can meet Julian. Julian. ¿Me está grabando ya?
I know, I'm sorry, Hansel. That's it, you're all done.
So guys, that was it. Honestly, we drove 2 hours so they can test him for COVID before we do the surgery. Me saying we like doing the surgery, but you know what I mean. Julian's actually sleeping right now. Every single time I try to record him, he's always sleeping. I actually the part where I was recording him on the stroller, I thought we were gonna get checked, like a regular checkup, but then they stopped me at the door and told me to get back in my car, that they were gonna come to me. So I figured, oh, they don't want me waiting in the waiting room, so they're probably gonna call me in or come get me when I'm supposed to go in. But no, they actually did the testing in his car seat. So yeah, drove 2 hours to get him tested, and then drove 2 hours back. So he's knocked out. But that was pretty much it. So hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be the surgery day. So prepare yourself for my ugly face going to cry. Peace. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and comment down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.